If you are stepping into the weight room as an adult for the very first time, I'm super excited for you. If you've been doing it for a series of months and you're ready for more, this is great timing. If you're not there yet, it's okay because at some point, just going and doing whatever you know how to do in the weight room will start to kind of stagnate your progress. So we're going to talk about just a few elements and situate some definitions, starting with what is resistance training, and it is exactly what you're probably already doing, which is going into the weight room and picking up dumbbells, kettlebells, using cable machines, using the other selectorized machines, using barbells if you have somebody to teach you. And it doesn't really matter what tools you use, it all counts. Okay. We want to just hit the other two definitions I want to include are under that umbrella of resistance training, which is strength training and hypertrophy training. They're both lifting, but relative to one another, strength training is lifting higher workloads for fewer reps, and hypertrophy training is the opposite. It's lower workloads at relatively higher reps. Here's a little table to kind of start helping you situate which is doing what. As far as the benefits go, strength training is super beneficial for building bone mass, building a better neuromuscular kind of unit. You want to be a unit. It also helps you have more functional strength when you're outside of the gym, just more strength and energy to do yard work and house projects and all that sort of stuff. Hypertrophy, on the other hand, helps us build more tissue. So we will increase our basal metabolic rate. We will have more useful endocrine tissue, and we will also get more efficient at metabolizing glucose. So we'll have better A1C and other blood lipid scores because our body's so efficient at using muscle as a way to convert glucose without having to make ourselves inch toward diabetes or heart disease. So as far as when it comes to how much time to spend doing strength training versus hypertrophy, typically I'd suggest dividing your workout time up so that you're doing 1 to 2 exercises of strength work and then 2 to 6, depending on how much time you have to spend in the gym, on hypertrophy. So, and you're doing at least 2 sessions per week with 2 different lists of exercises. So you're not necessarily repeating the same list of exercises every single time you go to the gym, but you're maybe having 2 different programs to work off of. And that's a really great way to see how you progress over time because you can continue chipping up the workloads, which we want, so that you're you're progressively overloading and you're continuing to set the bar a little higher so that you have to keep on striving to reach that next layer of strength and you don't have to, and you feel less like you're spinning your wheels and getting frustrated in the gym. Last couple of components that are going to be really beneficial for benefiting your strength and hypertrophy training, and that is using your between set rest time. With strength training, you're resting at least 2 minutes, up to 5 when you're working on submaximal, like close to maximal workloads. And then with hypertrophy training, you can rest for 1 to 2 minutes between each set, depending on your intentions with the work. And the very last thing I want to touch on is just making sure you're hitting a certain intensity level without blasting through the ceiling of your intensity as well. So mitigating your injury risk, not going too far into that intensity too frequently, but also hitting the bottom threshold to stimulate change. Due to our lack of estrogen in menopause, it's a little bit harder to get the signal across the channel. So you really got to kind of drive it home. And we do that by using intensity scales, such as this one, to ensure that we're hitting that minimum threshold. Typically on that scale right there, it would be a 7 to 8, 8 most often, occasionally 9 if you do it like, 2 or 3 times a year just to see how hard you can go. That's a safe way to do it.